This comedy thing is a lot of fun. I used to be an accountant. Yep. A couple nerds. I got fired because I said my boss looked like Joe Dirt. Yeah. And she was not happy. She was pissed off. Her and her mustache were furious. But I showed her big time. I was walking by Circus the other day, because everything's going right in my life, and yeah. There were a few lights out on the sign, so it just said Circus Cuz. And immediately I got excited. I was like, yeah, you right, cuz, you right. Just going up. My younger brother talks like that. He's autistic. Calls me cuz, you know, been his brother his whole life, calls me cuz. Calls my dad Dee Bunk and my mom Moose, you know. I don't blame you, I get it. I got one gay brother and one autistic brother, and I'm still not my parents' favorite, so what does that tell you? Hey. I think I'm both, I guess. I don't know what the hell happened. But, I knew growing up my older brother was gay because he did karate. And he was good at it, you know. He got a black belt before he was 17 years old, so we would get in fight. He'd knock me out and then paint my toenails afterwards. Crazy. He pisses me out. We have a weird dynamic because he's gay, but he's more masculine than me. You know, like he can bench more. He knows how to fix cars. He has a garden, which I guess the last one kind of fits. But what really pisses me off is we're like the same height. We got the same dumb hair, and the only difference is physically is he can grow a beard and I can't. So I got to thinking, maybe if I just go gay for a few months, I'll be able to grow a beard. You know? I'll start small, I'll buy a cardigan, then I'll just start blowing dudes, you know? But for free this time, not like back in college, when I needed textbook money. Professor said I had kind eyes. It's not. This one is for keeps. Doing that. Love my family, man. My dad came to visit recently. We got kicked out of Binion's. Yeah. You know how much of a piece of shit you gotta be to get kicked out of Binion's? It's such a rundown place. Like, as we were getting escorted out, like, even the homeless guys came up to us and they were like, what the fuck did you do? We've been living in a handicap stall the past 5 days. No one said shit. What could you have possibly done? And what happened was me and my dad were playing craps. We were up $1,000. Well, he was up 1,000. I was just kind of cheering him on like a little girl. It's like, yay, daddy. He's like, shut the hell up. I'm trying to... But $1,000 in Binion's currency, it was basically like we were bankrupting the casino, you know? It felt like Ocean's 2 and shit. We were just like, baby! Fucking rolling. And apparently my father can't roll dice without saying motherfucker, so it's a bit of an issue. The pit boss came up to me and my dad, and he was upset. He was like, fellas, I'm glad you're having a good time, but would you mind toning down the language? This is a family establishment. And me and my dad kind of looked at each other, and the bloodstains on the carpet. I don't think it is, sir. I think you're full of shit. This is where college tuitions come to die. And he didn't like that, so he grabbed my dad by his Tommy Bahama shirt, and he just promptly escorted us out. My dad was pissed. He threw a flip-flop at the guy. Not his flip-flop either. He grabbed it off somebody at the bar. He was like, and the Lethal Weapon, you know? Or not, yeah. But yeah, Vegas is fun. I got in a fight with my girlfriend on a casino floor of the Stratosphere. Not bragging, but I was pissed. I gave her $20 to put into a machine, and not even a minute went by, she loses my entire 20. Like, she didn't care to learn the rules of the game. She didn't give me a turn. She just kept hitting the button like an impatient blind kid at a crosswalk, you know, just going. And I felt like the crosswalk. I kept yelling at her. I was like, wait, 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 wait. One for every dollar. Wait. For the love of God. But it's good. I'm glad I have like a steady relationship now, you know. Like dating out here was wild. I used to be addicted to alcohol and Bumble. In that order. It was rough. I matched with a girl one time. I said, hey, looks like we're both Caucasian. Small world. Except I was hammered when I did this. She ended up being just Asian. She's just a nice Asian girl. I spelled cock with, you get the idea. I don't know. I'm not proud of it. But somehow we went out on a date. Her name was Miwa. And the date was going good, but I thought. But she got too drunk too quick, and she started making fun of me and my physical appearance. She's like, look at you with your big dumb nose. And yeah, it was kind of rude. And I didn't understand why it was cool for her to say that, but the second I started talking about her cleft lip, I'm the bad guy, you know, like you can't, that's off. And don't even get me started on her wheelchair, you know, you call her Tokyo Drift one fucking time, and it's like World War III. I was holding the door like a gentleman, she's popping wheelies like an asshole. To fuck on me? Fuck me, you are. But yeah, I was on another date one time, and it was going well, or so I thought. And this girl, she orders a hot toddy, and I was like, hot toddy? What's that? Aside from a great Usher song. She had no idea what I was talking about, but she explained it to me. She's like, oh, it's great. A hot toddy, it's whiskey and hot tea. And I was like, oh, that sounds pretty good. Let's get 2 of those, you know? Let's get 2 of those. And as we're ordering, these group of guys kind of walk in, and they're loud and drunk, and they're dressed like what I can only describe as men who skateboard in their 30s, you know? They're this very rambunctious bunch. And there's like 4 of them. The last guy walking by my date, her back is turned towards him. He starts grinding his ass on the back of my date's chair. Like fully just, he's twerking on my date. And she was a stripper, so I figured that's just how you say hello, but I asked her, I was like, hey, do you know that guy? And she's like, no, I don't know this fucking guy. And I was like, damn it, I gotta do something. Because on a first date, you can't look like a little bitch too much. So I ran up to say something to the guy, and I didn't really know what to say, so I grabbed the beanie off of his head, and I just threw it. And it looked kind of cool. This was in Summerlin, by the way. Don't try this shit like east of 15. You'll get fucking stabbed. But in Tivoli, you can fuck around. And as I threw this dude's beanie, I screamed out, I go, fuck it, we'll do it live. I don't know why I said that, but I don't know why Bill O'Reilly was my war cry, but I was Fox News dad mad, I'll tell you. I was putting up with this shit. And to the guy's credit, he knew he was being a dick, so he just kind of walked over, grabbed his hat. He walked back over to his friends, and I was like, okay, for sure this is going to be something. I'm going to bite an ankle or two. And the guys just started yelling at me from across the bar. They're like, yeah, whatever. Drink your beer, you pussy. And I was like, it ain't a beer. It's a hot toddy, dumbass. Yeah. Ended up getting laid, so Quote Bill O'Reilly when you can. These dates, man. I got called a fuckboy the other day. And I get it, but I listen to 90s rap, you know, and UGK, they say a fuckboy is a guy who gets fucked in jail. And I've never been in jail. So I asked her, I was like, well, what's your definition? And she's like, well, a fuckboy is an immature guy who has sex with a lot of women. Where's the insult? I don't know. How is that insulting? That's awesome. I wish I was a fuckboy, you know, but I don't have the credentials to be, you gotta be fucking, you know? I'm just, open mic boy, that should be my name, you know? Like, make out on the second date boy or something, I hold hands. I don't know. But I'm pretty good, and I rarely go out past midnight now. I just kind of chill on the couch with my girlfriend's wiener dog. His name's Rocco, and we just chill. We watch John Wick movies, you know? Talking to him, like, dude, that's pretty much us. Like, if I could just grow a fucking beard, like, we would be in business. And, but yeah, my girlfriend gets jealous because he humps my leg, because obviously I'm a specimen, and she gets mad. She's like, how come he never humps my leg? I'm like, because he's gay. He's clearly, and he's horny, he's gorny. It's a gorny wiener, I call him. That's his. Which makes sense, because his dick looks like the thing from Aliens, you know, that comes out of the chest. And it's very red and unsightly. I took him with me to a dispensary the other day. It was fun. We were excited. And this guy came up to us. I think he worked there. He was like, hey, dude, you got to try this strain. It's called White Nightmare. I was like, I don't think I need that, sir. I think I'm all right. He's like, besides, White Nightmare is not a weed. A white nightmare is what happens when the Gap runs out of khakis. That's what I'm saying. A white nightmare is when all the pickleball courts are full, you know? That scares the shit out of people. A white nightmare. A white nightmare. Yeah, I got more. A white nightmare. White nightmare is when you're not sure what handshake your black friend's about to go with. Shit. Oh, bring it in, then we bring it out. Okay. Oh, and then we snap afterwards. All right. Well, I didn't see that coming, Melvin. You got to tell me this shit. Let's run it back. Here we go. I watched Boy Meets World as a kid, not Fresh Prince. Let's do this. That's what I like, talking to my black friends about food. Well, friend, it's not good. I don't want to sound like I'm rolling deep or anything. I wish I was. I'm not a mile, but I want to be. I was talking to my buddy about Thanksgiving. I don't know why, but he goes, what's your favorite side dish? What's your favorite side on Thanksgiving? And without even thinking, I go, oh, that's easy. Green bean casserole. And he laughed in my face for 5 minutes straight. And it's not so much that he laughed, he jogged around me as he was laughing. It was you ever been orbited by another man, sir? It fucking sucks. I just had to take it. I was like, oh my God, when is this gonna end? Just a green bean casserole. And he kept saying the same thing. He's like, that's the whitest shit I've ever heard. That is the whitest shit I've ever heard. And then I told him how much I paid for pressed juice, and he just... I haven't seen him since. He just took off. Oh man. But yeah, I like doing that. I'm not cool, you know. I tried to get a haircut this week. I said, make me look like Jack Harlow, and I walked out. I look like Simple Jack. And It's not the hairdresser, it's me. Stupid head. I can't pull it off. I look like, how many moons till she wakes up? Too much. I get sweaty palms too, I'm a nervous douche, and I gotta go with the fist bump, I can't really shake people's hands too much. It works out well, but it makes funerals awkward. Like, you gotta just go down the line like a football coach. Like, sorry for your loss, sorry for your loss. He was a great father up top, come on. Horrible skier, but let's get him out. I like smoking before going to the gym. You get that, I don't know what this is, but you get that mind-body connection. This guy had edibles. I like smoking, but I usually just end up on the inner thigh machine for like 40 minutes. Just spread eagle, staring off into space. People at the gym are like, just get your finger out of your mouth and we won't say, what are you doing? I talk shit to other guys walking by. I was like, yeah, what's up, bro? All the plates, all of them. Vas deferens is jacked. Fuck with me. There's a couple of physicians, PT. I had a doctor tell me that. He goes, you have one of the strongest vas deferens I've ever seen. I almost punched him in the head because we were at the urinal, and it was... It's like, I knew we shouldn't have shared this. Playing swords. That's stupid. I like the sauna, going in there, because that lets you know who the alcoholics are at your gym. Walk in there like Saturday detention. You're like, what's up, Bill? You sweating out the whiskey from last night, you piece of shit? And you realize you've been in there 20 minutes too long and there is no bill. You gotta just army crawl your way out. I like people watching too. I see this guy every day. He's in his late 50s, early 60s maybe, but he's got slick back, jet black hair, and he works out in a wife beater. He's super red from his tan. And jeans. He's always in jeans. So either he's crazy or he's from Jersey. I don't know which one it is, but I love him. He's socializing with everyone. He came up to me one time. I was on a machine. He gave me one of these. He goes, hey, 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 hey. And finally, I took out my AirPods. Like, what's up? He goes, how many more sets you got, bub? How many more? How many more sets? He called me bub. I don't give a shit who you are. If you call me bub, we're best friends for life, all right? I followed this guy around the whole gym. From that point, I just wanted to know everything about this bub. And he was talking to this girl. He's like, check out this girl over here. She's gorgeous. She's gorgeous. It's like, why don't you go talk to her? You're a strapping young buck. Go talk to her. Yeah. But first, pop me on these pull-ups. Come on, bub. Let's go. What, are you allergic to denim? Grab those ankles. Let's go. Come on. And I did. I grabbed that strange man's ankles in front of an entire gym, and I would do it again if I could. No gym context needed either. If he was at a bar or something, I'd sneak up behind him, just scare the shit out of him. Like, what the hell? Oh, that felt kind of good. Keep going. I was at a 2-year-old's birthday party last weekend. Don't worry, I know the owner. Just showing up willy-nilly to a fucking toddler's. It's my buddy Travis. His little girl turned 2, and he was pissed off at me. I didn't bring any weed. I was like, "What are you doing?" And I was like, "I don't know. Something about the Elmo cake didn't scream indica. What do you want?" Also, everyone knows Elmo is a coke guy. He's always flailing his arms and wanting to get tickled and shit. That's cocaine. I trying to do bumps with Big Bird. I don't like sniffles with Snuffleupagus. Okay. It's fun, but I can't believe my friend has 2 kids now. You know, you're getting older, and this was the same guy. We took a road trip down to San Diego one time. We were on the 15, and there was this girl in a Ford Focus. She was gorgeous, and before I could say anything, Travis holds up a sign that says, "Blow us." Us. It was the creepiest thing I'd ever seen in my life. I don't know, I was with him all day. Like, I don't know when he made the sign or where he got the glitter, but it was the creepiest festive thing I've ever seen. We're all kind of creepy though, you know? Someone was like, "Oh yeah." I took my first dick pic the other day. It's my first dick pic ever. And did you know you're supposed to be hard? I had no idea. I went with a more casual look, you know? I went a little too cash. I was like a soggy Muppet nose, just... I'm sorry, I got friends' moms here. They're like, "What the fuck is wrong with you?" Thank you for coming out. I can't even. Flaccid dick jokes, whatever. But it's all right. I'm more domesticated now. My girlfriend came downstairs the other day. She lives with me. She didn't just sneak in through a window. She was all excited. She came down. She was like, "Hey, do you want to get some croissants?" And immediately I started shaking my head. I was like, "What?" She's like, "What's wrong?" And I was like, "The way you just said that was so queepy. I don't even..." Croissants? Because she's not French, you know what I mean? Like, you don't have culture. I lived in Hawaii for 3 years. You don't see me mele kalikimaka and fucking... I'm from Summerlin too, though, but, you know, from the north side, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's Lake Mead and Rampart, dog. This shit ain't no joke. Shit gets real. A lot of dudes I grew up with didn't make it past 25 without a bachelor's. Some studious motherfuckers out there. They got the retirement community. People who need elder care and stuff. And, I actually got shot out there 3 times. I don't really like talking. Yeah, 3 times with paintballs, but still. It was a paintball drive-by. Traumatized me. I got shot twice in the stomach and once in the chest. I got their license plate though. It was a silver Scion LV E488, if you know those. I called the cops on them. I was like, "Help me, I've been shot." And they're like, "All right, we're sending the paramedics." I was like, No, they were paintballs. You could just hear them snickering. They're like, "Fuck you, dude." I was like, "Nah, but it stung." I was asking for it though. Anytime you're jogging shirtless with a fanny pack, like it's just trying to cover the muffin top, and then I get lit up like Platoon. I felt really cool after though, you know? I was like, dude, I'm starting a rap career, like it's over. The game done changed, mo. I had it all planned out, I had my rollout ready. I was gonna go by Young Polite. Like, yeah, Young Polite. YP on the track. Holding the door for all you bitches. Pulling out chairs for all these hoes. Get the fuck in that Outback and let me pay. Cover of my mixtape was gonna be me throwing a chinchilla over a puddle for my date to walk. I was just holding my nuts. It's gonna be called Chivalry Ain't Dead, bitch. That's what I wanted, but gave up on that dream and started doing this. It's, my girlfriend is Jewish and Japanese. Which basically means she complains about her own driving. She's sitting there. She's like, why did I cut that guy off? What are you doing? You gotta blink. You gotta use your blinker. Come on, what is this? She sounds just like Seinfeld, that's... We got home the other day, it was like 10 o'clock at night. She's like, okay, and don't have any snacks, that's how you get a tummy. And in my head, I wanted to be like, mind your goddamn business. I want a snack pack. But I just go, all right, yeah, you're all right. Just wore that shame. The next day, I was like, fuck this. I'm going to pickleball courts, get some cardio. I was all charged up, I was stretched out. I was like, I'm gonna just murk all these guys on the court. And then I was ready to go on, and these two guys, like, they high-five, but with their paddles. And I was like, you know what? Fuck this, I'm good. Like, I don't need this. I don't need this shit. This culture. I just started playing basketball by myself, and that's what I like to do, really, with other people mostly, but pickup basketball is a fun one, I liked hooping in Kyrie Irving shoes, the Kyries, those were cool, except he had to go and tweet about people that look like me, and Nike took his deal away, they just took it. His shoes overnight, they went from $120 to $60. And I was like, damn, that's ironic. I wonder who's taking advantage of that deal, The Jews, baby, come on. It's the Jews. Nothing wrong with that. Not to sound anti-Semitic, but I kind of hope more NBA players start tweeting just for the discount, It's like, come on, Luka, talk about their horns. Let's go. I need some Jordans. I can say that because I look Jewish, strikingly big bowl of Jewish over here, People ask me all the time, and they're like, you're Jewish, right? And I get it. I'm actually not, but that I know of, but I get asked so often that I've just started to go along with it. I'm like, yeah, of course, mazel, or whatever you're supposed to say. I don't know. It's actually gotten me into fights that I should never be a part of. Like I was at a Knights game this past season, go Knights, and yeah. I'm gonna try out. I can skate backwards. I was in line to get a beer, as Jews will tend to do, and sorry, I don't know. It's just fun to say. And these two guys behind me were in line, and one guy says to his buddy, he goes, hey man, you got this round, don't be a Jew. And I got pissed off, because like that, they weren't respecting my fake heritage, so I turned around, and I was like, hey, I look Jewish. And he just laughed, he started laughing at me. So I was like, fuck, and I threw the beer in his face, and he just got real quiet, and the line kind of like spread out, and it was so awkward, and the guy, he started licking his lips, he goes, that beer was $16. He's not Jewish, get him! I snuck out of there. But, yeah. Living with a woman is fun, Not really, but for the sake of this joke. I learned about detachable shower heads recently. Like I had known about them before from like softcore porn, like growing up. I had Cinemax one summer. It was the only summer, but and they would always use it like as a masturbatory thing. They'd be like, "Woo!" Just try to be sexy, but I had no idea there's a primary function for detachable shower heads. It's like a bidet, you know, it's what you're supposed to use it for. I didn't know this. Up until now, I showered like I was in county. I was just grabbing a whole lot of ankle anytime I needed a rinse. It was... We have like a see-through shower, my girl would be yelling, like, "What are you doing? Touching your toes? This isn't a Little John video, come on, you gotta detach, what are you doing? You gotta fucking detach." But now I have my dignity back, you know, I got the detach, I can just hoist a leg. I don't have to worry about, you know, tearing an ACL every time I have Chipotle, it's good. Got a king-size bed the other day, and because I clear 60,000, like I'm a king, pretty much. I was so excited when I got the bed, I jumped on it, and I rolled around, just giggling to myself, and finally, after about 20 minutes, I told the delivery guys they could leave, you know. My girlfriend came downstairs the other day, again, she's always coming from upstairs to downstairs. I was watching the NBA playoffs, and she pointed at the TV, she goes, "Hey, I used to date him." And I got so pissed off, like, I was so aggravated, I almost took the dude's jersey off, but it was... It's like, no wonder this shit is autographed. But I had money on the game and they were covering, so I just had to sit there in my Brooke Lopez jersey like a fucking douche. She has a type though, because I was looking at the screen. He's kind of got like a messed up neckline, you know, and I kind of got like the curly, weird neckline. Except one of us is an elite athlete, and the other is Brooke Lopez. Now that dude makes millions a year. I couldn't believe it. She's saying that. And I once sprained my ankle on a pine cone. Like, out here too, like in Vegas, there's like 12 pine cones. Fucking found it. I thought it was kind of cruel she did that, because I really can't point at the TV and like be like, "Oh yeah, I used to date her." Not unless they come out with a show about Denny's waitresses. Like, "Yo, that chick, you don't even... Who's over my hammy, baby?" I think I deserve a hall pass now, you know? I think I'm gonna try and get with the WNBA player. I got it planned out. I'm gonna get season tickets to the Aces, courtside. Be the best $20 I ever spent. Just chilling, Gucci row. Brittany Griner's on my hit list. That's who I need. I need Brittany. You know, I got a plan. I'm just gonna woo her. I'd be like, "Listen, I got weed at the crib. And a Russian guard uniform. You can have your way with me." That'll be a lot of fun. That'll kill two birds with one stone, because I've always wanted to do a standing 69, except I want to be the one who's upside down, you know? Just feet flailing, like, da, da, da. Something stupid. I'm not good at giving gifts. I got my girlfriend's mom pepper spray for her birthday. I thought it was a good idea. She was like, "Why would you do this?" And I was like, "I don't know, you never know." And she just looked at me like I was an asshole, which she was right, but now I have to stage a carjacking to make sure she appreciates her gift. "Why are your eyes so red?" I was smoking weed, I don't know. Gave a vegan burrito to a homeless guy the other day. And, yeah. He didn't eat it, but at least he got to call someone gay, so that was doing my part. It's nerve-wracking to meet like your girl's parents and like vice versa, because My family's, for a better term, white trash. I'm just kidding. They live in Florida. Let's call it what it is. I was nervous when my girl met my dad, and we were having lunch. And after lunch, my dad got a phone call from my brother from jail. And he's the autistic one. He got caught stealing Axe body spray from Target, And I was like lecturing him, like, dude, why would you do that? If you want to smell like a date rapist, get some Jacquard Noir or something. What do you? This Axe body spray shit. And my dad gave me the phone. He's like, Michael wants to talk to you. I was like, all right, cool. And he's like, oh, what's up, cuz? Like, yo, what up, bud? I talk like him when I hear. But he was telling me, he goes, so you got a girlfriend now? And I was like, yeah. And he's like, yeah, right, but. He goes, she cute? And I was like, yeah, she's gorgeous. And he's like, all right, bet. When I get out, we gonna have a threesome. I just handed the phone back to my dad. He goes, what's wrong? I was like, your son's a pervert. He's like, oh, well, he's not a fuckboy. And I was like, touche. And my brother, he got out of jail, but then he went right back in for like drugs and shit. So, let that be a lesson. If you guys got siblings, tell them you love them any chance you can. And if they happen to have special needs, have a threesome with them. Like, just buy a hooker or something. I don't know. Like, you gotta. That community is so overlooked with their horniness. Like, you gotta do something. Everyone is like so caught up. They're like, you can't say retarded. I was like, but he was wearing jean shorts. I don't. What am I supposed to do? No, but I think it's good. People say special now, but let's not use that term and ignore their boners. That's all. You gotta like to start a charity called Ask for Autism. Just all your donations go to a brothel that services the Asperger community. I think I like black strip clubs better than white strip clubs. Yeah. Even though I've never been to a black strip club, this is exclusively off music videos I watched before. When I was a kid, it was BET Uncut, that was Nelly's tip drill that left an impression on me. I want to turn into Melvin and be like, look at the white folks, they don't know what to do. They don't know tip drill, but they twerk at black strip. You seen this? You heard about this? Twerking? It's fantastic. Big fan. They twerk at white strip clubs too, but you gotta ask for it. It just makes it way more awkward than it needs to be. You're hanging out in the back like, excuse me, miss, do you think you could, oh boy, how do I say it? You think you could pop that pussy for a real one? Could you? Thank you. Thank you so much. That'd be lovely. I ask for lap dances the same way I ask for extra ranch at a restaurant. When you get a chance, you got time, if you would just get on a handstand and sorry to my friends' moms once again. My mom's gonna get a call out. You know what your son has been saying on stage? Disgusting. But they got a strip club out here called the Library. I like that. It's pretty fun. But I don't know what happens if you get too excited if you're in there. Come on, baby, shake those tits. You just hear this. Shh. This is a library. Dumbass. The only double D's you're gonna see in here. decimal system. Took me 3 minutes to write that joke. I'm proud of that. Proud of that joke. Yeah. I used to live in LA really briefly for like a year, and I heard this story of this millionaire. He got approached by a film crew. They wanted to film a murder scene for their movie in his house, in his living room, and he declined. He was uncomfortable with the idea, and they offered him $200,000, and he was quoted as saying, "$200,000 will not make or break me." And I heard that, and I was like, wow, we are two different people, you know? For $200,000, man, I would let an actual murder happen tonight in my living room. Like, fuck, I'd let 2 murders happen, just $100,000 each, because math. And for $200, I'd let some weird shit go down. You know, like, oh, you're here for the donkey show? Right this way. Come on in. Wipe your feet and hooves. Let's go. Don't touch my friend's DVDs. Stupid. I was when I was living out there, I dated this girl. She stayed on Crenshaw and Martin Luther King Boulevard. Yeah. For those of you not familiar with that area, let's just say there's not a lot of Whole Foods in the neighborhood. Not a lot of West Side Crips with a gluten allergy. Hanging out at the register. What's up with them puffins? It's a rough place. What I'm trying to say, I was leaving her house one time, and her cousin Jamel came up to me, and he was like, yo, man, let me walk you to your car. And I was like, nah, man, you don't gotta do that. It's all right. He's like, listen, you're white, you're on Crenshaw, let me walk you to your goddamn car. And guys, Jamel's 11. And he did. He walked me to my 2011 Toyota Corolla, not bragging. Nobody messed with us. There were dudes out there, like, it was crazy. They just all respected him. He had a lot of, you know, bravado, gumption, just ashing his blunt the whole time. It was sick. You know, it was my buddy. But I learned a valuable lesson recently. Never joke about Luther Vandross around older black men. I had to find this out the hard way. I was leaving a birthday party with a friend, Chateau. Pretty sick. And, we had to take an elevator down to get out, and it was a crowded elevator, but it was dead quiet. You know, so I wanted to make my buddy laugh, so I nudged him, and I go, hey man, the DJ was cool. I just wish he played more Luther Vandross, you know? And this guy behind me just erupted. He was like, boy, you don't know nothing about no motherfucking Luther Vandross. Looking like Michael Phelps drowned in a kiddie pool looking ass. He said, name 2 songs in with your Jason Biggs, American Pie looking ass, looking like an autistic Aaron Rodgers and shit. Yeah. And this pissed me off, not because he, you know, compared me to all these great American sex symbols, but he just assumed I knew nothing about Luther. You know what I mean? He just assumed, and he assumed correctly. He was right, but you know, he didn't know that I didn't know. You know, so instead of getting off the elevator with everyone else, I stayed on and I Googled the entire Luther Vandross catalog. I got the 2 songs that he dared me to name, and I caught up with him. I ran up behind him, and I said, hey, dancing with my father, and never too much, motherfucker. And it turns out I was yelling at a different black guy. And that was my white nightmare. Thank you guys. Really appreciate it.